Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to another unboxing video by Magtrain Breachbound. And this week we're looking at the Kharadron Overlords Grundstok Gunhauler, which is the smallest of the three kits, the middle one being the frigate, largest one being the ironclad. Now this one weighs in at 30 pounds, the frigate being 45 and the ironclad being 70. It's a galley type ship. It's got a couple of guns, a small sort of looks like a enlarged rifle almost in the little turret, and then it's got a choice between a cannon or a breacher drill, or sky drill I believe it's called, as the other weapon option. And as we can see, it's got bomb racks. Now I won't be using this in Age of Sigmar, I don't actually play it, but I will be using this in 40k as an Arvis lighter for my squats army. So the guns are going to represent a twin-link las cannon. But regardless of how you feel about squats, etc., let's just dive in and have a look at the kit itself. So first, it's got a different size base to one I've normally seen. I think this would be the Age of Sigmar's sort of large artillery and chariot size base. It comes with a really cool flying stand, a lot sturdier than the old Games Workshop ones that had the transparent bases, and you had to try and plug the flying stand into them, not frost it with glue, and when you tried to base it, nothing actually stuck to it and would peel off in great sheets. Now, obviously, for copyright etc. reasons, we're not going to go through the entire book, but I will show you just a couple of bits here and there. The instructions are really nice, so beautifully painted picture in the front. It's got the quick stuff you'll need. See, here's a page of the building instructions. You can see that, yeah, again, everything's color coordinated, so you can see what goes where, which bits require multiple pieces on, which bits were already there for the next one, etc. So that, for example, here they highlight in blue the fact that's a new piece going onto it, onto the body. It shows here that this is a movable part. Yellow for the sort of small contact points. Really well done, I have to say. It shows where the bombs go. Now, like I said, I'm not actually going to attach the bombs to mine. There's no need in 40k. A top-down and side-on view to show how the crew go in. I really like that. And then a nice sort of, this is what it should look like from multiple angles picture. Now, I'm not going to show you the rules page for fear of getting shot, but I mean, this thing has 10 wounds, I believe, which seems quite good. And it's only got 5+ save. Now I recall my Thunderers having a 4+ save when I looked at their booklet, so it's obviously not as tough, but it's got a lot of wounds. Now the painting guide is really good in the back of this. All the colours you would need. It's not like the old box sets where it would just show you 3 random ones, which was generally 2 main ones and then some extreme highlight they'd used. This pretty much shows every paint they've used and where, so that you can replicate the colour scheme. Doesn't have alternative ones, but to be honest, I think this is what basic painting guide should be, so you can go buy your box model, buy your paints and just get cracking. So let's have a look at the kit itself. So we've got the top plate here. You can see it's really nicely detailed. So we have where the gunner stands. I keep calling him the gunner, he's actually the pilot, but he crews the small turret as well. Then the gunner for the main gun goes here. Now if you pick this up, you can see there's an instrument panel, you can see where the gun will clip in. It's got a nice little dwarven relief on it. Decent sized platform. This big bit is the main blimp. That's the entire underside of the blimp, I believe, yes. You can see this is the driver, let's get it right. His arms, plus then there's the gunner's body head. I'll zoom into the head. So you can see he's got a peaked cap, a monocle, etc. There's arms, and then these 2 half bits are the top. You can tell because there's the big glass ball. There's propellers, now they attach, yet again, we'll go back to the picture, to the side rather than the underside, which is quite cool. Those are the fins. They go in the back of the balloon as well. Over here we've got the main half of the hull there, and then there's the other half there. Let's just spin that around for completeness sake. They come with a really nice dwarven face in the front, so another quick rotation, don't get seasick guys. There, head, flight goggles etc, that's really nice. Now it's worth noting, if we take a look at the main picture, that the runes on the side of the ship aren't carved into it. You'll have to hand paint those guys. There's your bomb racks, really cool. There's the ship's wheel. I really like the ship's wheel, it must be said. It's got a dwarven face on it, which is always a nice touch. There's the rudder, yeah, again really nice. A stack of cannonballs. Now this bit here, we'll see, yep, that is the sort of rigging. It's metal as opposed to rope, being dwarfs obviously. I'm a little bit worried about that because anybody who knows me can tell you I build all my stuff and then spend years, never really get around to paint it. And then the problem is, when it comes to painting stuff, of course I can't get the brush in. So I'm really hoping that this one won't be too bad. Now looking yet again at the picture, it looks like there should be plenty of space, so it should be fine. We've got down here the main cannon, which is here. It's in two parts, and you can also get the drill, which you can plug into the end of it if you so choose. Otherwise, it's this piece here, which is the barrel, as it were, the mouth, whatever you want to call it. Backpacks for the crew, an ammo crate, and then that's one of the side masts, and there's the other one down there. So we can see those are what hold the balloons up. So far, really nice kit. But how big is it? That's a really good question. So I have here one glorious candy red Space Marine Vindicator for my Treehouse 3000 Suns. Now, I originally was going to use this as a Rhino, but when we lay it on top, we'll notice it's shorter than a Rhino hull by a good inch. And when we look at it on top, this thing's about a quarter of the width. When I assemble it, it'll be half the width of a Rhino. Now, a Rhino has a footprint in 40k, which is really important. So instead of using it as a Rhino, I'm going to use it as an Arvis lighter for my 30k actually. Solar Auxilia / Imperial Militia Force, which are squats. Hence why I'm using this. We've got a random Archanaut here, so we can see the Archanaut is pretty sizable. That's him laid against it. He's big. So this ship is not tall at all, big at all. And then there's a Thunderer. So a Thunderer with the back banner is taller than from here to here. But this thing is meant to be fairly small. Like I say, I'll use it as an Arvis. Now trying to claim 12 people on this is a bit of a scandal, but hey ho, I'm only actually going to have one of them in the army, so that's not too bad. So what do I think of the kit? Well, I have to say, I think it's stunning. I was a big critic of Age of Sigmar when it came out. I didn't like the way they did a lot of their kits. I didn't see the point of it. And whilst I'm not 100% sold in the game, I would like it if there was more models for each faction. With the exception of the Stormcast, the other ranges do seem to be a bit small. You cannot deny this is a stunning kit. This is like an Airfix tank just for the number of pieces it has. And I mean, if we just go to the balloon, just take a look at the detail on that. Take a look at the detail on that shoulder pad, the hull of the ship, the figurehead. So much work and effort has gone into this. It's not festooned in skulls, it's not clarted in dwarven symbols in the way the earlier ones were. Now yeah, there's one there, there's a figurehead, there's a wheel, but old dwarf tanks would be so gyrocopters, cannons, etc. would be so rune encrusted that it was just ridiculous. You needed a whole load of separate paints just to pick out really daft wee details on them. I am really impressed with this kit. I would rate this a 4 out of 5. The reason it's not 5 out of 5 is I just think for the price it should be a bit bigger. But I mean, it's got height to it. That's the thing about it as well, is it's got height. A Rhino doesn't have height. But all things considered, this is a really good kit, and I think if you bought this you would really enjoy building and painting it. Now hopefully soon we're going to have a special video, possibly with a guest presenter for one of the kits that he's just bought and will be unboxing. But until next week, take care everybody, have fun and keep rolling those 6s.